happy Monday. Hope everyone's getting ready for a potential big week. I know we saw a little tweet there from, I think it was Stefan Huber, I believe, who said he believes that there's a settlement coming this week. Are we allowed to say that word yet? I don't know. I don't think so, but anyways, jumping into it, thanks for everyone who's following the Twitter. If you're not following the Twitter, follow me on Twitter. It's where I'm interacting with everyone. You can message me, whatever, respond to the post, and I'll hit you up. So I tweeted this out right now that Jed McCaleb's taco stand has hit double-digit millions. So this is actually pretty big. We've been seeing a couple different reports on this that everyone's obviously been tracking the Jed McCaleb wallet. If you don't know, he got a big chunk of XRP when he left Ripple. A lot of XRP, and the deal was he's only able to sell a certain amount based off of the volume on the XRP ledger. So he wasn't able to just dump it all right away. He had to slowly kind of bleed it into the market. Over time, he's just been slowly dumping it. He is currently at 96 million, so he is running out. For the first time ever, we have him at double-digit millions. So I know he's still got millions, but he is running out, and the amount that he sells at this rate, I believe he should be burnt out in about 2 weeks. So that is really good for us. Is this gonna jump the price? No. But this is sell pressure that we've had literally every single day, every single week. We get this sell pressure from this wallet, and it gets eaten up every single week. So now what's going to happen when that doesn't get eaten up? We don't have that constant down pressure, right? So that's going to be really cool for us. I'm really excited for that. Moving on, I want to play this clip from Digital Perspectives he tweeted out from Kevin O'Leary. I thought this one was pretty powerful, so I'm going to play it for you guys. That's the part right there that he mentioned that I want to talk about. It's great for everybody else that survives. We're having this moment now where we're starting to see who in the space is real, who in the space was scamming, and who in the space just didn't make it. So that's another thing I want to quickly throw out there is I know a lot of people like to call scam when their project fails. Sometimes things just fail. Sometimes it's a good idea and it just didn't work out. Poor management, bad timing, who knows? Used to be location, doesn't matter. Not necessarily a scam, just didn't work. We're about to see the winners, the losers, the scammers, the failures. We're about to see all that. And those that are left standing are going to be the winners. So I know in the XRP community there's this saying, the phoenix out of the ashes, right? The phoenix will rise from the ashes, and we're waiting for this crash to come in, burn everything to the ground, and then XRP is left standing. I think personally, we've already seen that with Ripple, the company, been here through, what, 2 or 3 bear markets so far. They're not in this for price movement. Ripple is in this for something bigger. The tech that they have chosen to use is XRP. So I don't think Ripple is going to be changing that anytime soon. And at the end of the day, because Ripple is going to continue to use XRP, XRP is going to be one of these that are left standing. So I just want to talk about that real quick. I thought that was pretty powerful. If you're not following Digital Perspectives, check him out. He's got a great YouTube channel. You learn a lot from him. So just moving forward there. I don't know how important this is, but I thought I'd cover it. So Russia has defaulted on its foreign debt for the first time since 1918. Now, I don't necessarily know what this means, but in my mind, I don't think you care if you're Russia, if you're in the middle of a war and everyone else is asking you to pay your debts. You're sitting there like, I have gold, I have oil, I have all the stuff I can pay my debts with. You all sanction me. As soon as you unsanction me, I'm just going to pay my debts. Like, I don't think Putin is or Russia is in a situation right now where they have no money, right? I just saw something else today about all this gold that they have that we're just blocking the shipment of. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal to say you've defaulted on your debts when the world is sitting there like you're not allowed to pay them. I don't know enough about this. I'm kind of just talking out my bum. but I just thought I'd cover it real quick because it seems to be something important that everyone is saying is a big deal. Personally, I don't think so. I think this is a nothing burger, but we'll see what comes out of it. We're going to keep moving on here. I think this is important too, that the U.S. SEC's chair Gary Gensler is reportedly proposing a single rulebook approach to regulate all cryptocurrency trading. So he's not talking about all of a sudden a one rule book kind of like this is where all the coins fit in. He's talking more how to regulate the exchanges. And we've heard people talk about this, that this was going to be his like final attack, his final big push is if I can't go after these currencies because they're decentralized, I can't go after these projects or these teams because there's nobody to sue, then I'm going to go after the exchanges. I'm going to regulate the on and off ramps to these cryptos. I also think that's where the pressure from the banks come in. Because if you are the banks, up until now, people have been coming up to you. They trust you to hold their money, gain some interest on it, and they trust that it's always going to be there. Regardless of what happens in the world, your bank should have your money. Now these banks are watching people take their money out of their banks and put it into these exchanges that don't have the years of the track record like, hey, your grandfather was banking with us. No, we're not in there, right? People are way more likely now to take their money and put it in somewhere. Back in the day, to get my parents to put a credit card on like an Xbox Live was a big deal. People were much more less likely to part with their money into these things that they didn't trust, right? Another big example of that is back in the day, I don't know if any of you guys are young enough to remember, but you'd be talking to somebody on the phone and you would say like, hey, come meet me somewhere. I don't want to say this over the phone. Back in the day, the landlines would get crossed. Sometimes you pick up the phone, you'd start hearing another conversation. You just don't say nothing and you can listen in. There was just weird things that would happen with the phone. You didn't feel comfortable. Oh, was somebody else picking up a line in like the basement? You never knew, right? So you would tell someone to come meet in person to have that conversation. Um, at the end of the day, we don't do that anymore, right? Now, every single app that we download, sure, take my credit card, take my thumbprint. It doesn't matter. We're way more likely to gamble, I guess you could say, with our money. We're way more trusting with the technology. So now we're seeing all these new millennials take their money and instead of putting it into traditional assets, they're rolling it into this cryptocurrency. This cryptocurrency has grown to $2 trillion. Now the banks want a piece, right? Now the banks are upset because now they're saying, hey, we've done business this way. We followed the rules X amount of years. We built up this trust. These guys are coming in now and they're changing the game. They can't do that to us. So I definitely think that we are going to see the banks put the pressure on the regulators now to start stepping in and to start regulating this. I also think having these exchanges like Celsius that collapse and explode are just helping the banks and stuff sell that narrative. Look at these new guys entering the space. They don't know what they're doing. They're getting people burnt. We've been doing this money business for a while. We know what we're doing. We're protecting people. These people are out here gambling on Bitcoin, losing pensions. So something to be said there. Going forward now to more positive notes. Flare is on point. So we have Flare coming up on the 4th. That's next week. That is really hype, everybody. I'm not going to be around for that day, sadly. I have an all-day appointment, so that's going to suck. I'm going to be doing my best to follow along from my phone. I don't think I'm going to be able to, though, but I'm going to do my best. I have my claim ready. I self-custodied. I strongly recommend everyone else self-custody at least a portion of their holdings if you're not going to do it all. But we really are coming up here. It's happening. So far so good. Audit's all good. If you don't know about Flare, this is their website. You can definitely go deep dive it a bit more. It is an airdrop based off of a December 12th snapshot that happened in 2020, I believe. So now we've been waiting 2 years for this. But It is coming. This is going to be big. This is going to be, if I am to quote Flare, unlocking value to the XRP ledger. It's going to be bringing essentially DeFi to the XRP ledger, as well as a bunch of other features. The Songbird network has been up for a while now. That's the testnet. They said it's going to be very easy to move testnet onto mainnet, so that's exciting as well. And then real quick, moving on to the Ripple versus SEC updates, James K. Fallon tweeted out this like 4-page, really nice, quick update on the timeline and everything. I'm not going to read it off for you. You guys can all read it. I am going to read the sad things. The sad things is it does look like if everything plays out according to his timeline, we're looking at summary judgment on or before March 31st, 2023. So even though we've heard that everything's got to be wrapped up by that November 15th date, there's still lots of waiting after that for final decision. We're not going to get it right away. I also talked, they said November before. The other thing I like to bring up in November is November bleeds into December. December is holidays. Nothing gets done in December. Alright, so then that moves over to January. Nothing really gets done in January either. It's a very slow month. So yeah, we'd be going into February, March, April, right? So that's, unless we get a settlement. If we get a settlement somewhere in between there, that'd be great. Rumor was Ripple turned down a settlement. I don't know how true that is, but that's the rumor. Ripple turned down a settlement. I could see that only if it doesn't come with clarity for XRP, because then Ripple's sitting there like, well, now we got to do this all over again, and who wants to do this all over again? That's not cool. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for news this morning, everyone. Stay tuned. I have a feeling this week is going to be big. I think we're going to get some big news. I don't know from where or from what. I just think with Flare coming up and Jed running out of XRP to sell, I just think there's some stars lining up here. Stay tuned later on. We're going to do a quick little TA update. That's it. Thanks, everybody. Bye.